back to a chapter day. Happy Sunday, first day of a new week. And today we'll be reading 2 Kings chapter 12. Yesterday we read in chapter 11 about Athaliah, who was the mother of Ahaziah. And she, when she heard Ahaziah and some of the other people were killed by Jehu, like Jezebel and Ahab's sons, etc., she decided that she would go ahead and kill her grandchildren. So, I believe it was all supposed to be part of God's, what was in God's prophecy. So she wanted to make herself queen, which she did. So she went ahead, she killed her grandchildren. And one of them, by the name of Joash, was hidden away from her in the temple for 6 years. And then on the 7th year, they brought him out and proclaimed him king, at which time she discovered it and she cried treason. But they also had her killed outside of the temple because I believe she maybe ran to grab the horns of the altar like Joab and Absalom had done, or not Absalom, his brother. But anyway, they had her killed, and Jehoiada made all of the house of Baal to be broken down, slew all the priests. In other words, he was cleaning up. He cleaned up all of the residue of idolatry from the place. So let's see what happens next. Chapter 12. In the 7th year of Jehu, Jehoash began to reign, and 40 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Ziblah of Beersheba. And Jehoash did that which was right in the sight of the Lord all his days, wherein Jehoiada the priest instructed him. But the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burnt incense in the high places. And Jehoash said to the priests, all the money of the dedicated things that is brought into the house of the Lord, even the money of every one that passeth their account, the money that every man is set at, and all the money that cometh into any man's heart to bring into the house of the Lord, let the priests take it to them, every man of his acquaintance, and let them repair the breaches of the house, wheresoever any breach shall be found. So Jehoash, or Joash, I know they are calling him by two different names, but it's the same person. He instructed that the monies that came into the temple, we today might call them tithes and offerings, that they be brought, and the priests will take it and use it to repair the breaches of the temple. So there were things that were not right with the temple, because people kept invading their cities and breaking. Of course, you go into a place and you see all this treasure. When Solomon built that temple, we read about the things he placed in there. He went all out. He spared no expense. So when they came in to pilfer the cities, they went in there and took away things. Even the sacred vessels they took away they stole, in other words, and took to their own cities. So he's going to be having the priests take the money that the people bring to the temple and repair whatever needs to be repaired. Verse 6. But it was so that in the 23rd year of King Jehoash, the priests had not repaired the breaches of the house. Then King Jehoash called for Jehoiada the priest and the other priests, and said unto them, why repair ye not the breaches of the house? Now therefore receive no more money of your acquaintance, but deliver it for the breaches of the house. And the priests consented to receive no more money of the people, neither to repair the breaches of the house. But Jehoiada the priest took a chest and bored a hole in the lid of it, and set it aside the altar on the right side as one cometh into the house of the Lord. And the priest that kept the door put therein all the money that was brought into the house of the Lord. And it was so, when they saw that there was much money in the chest, that the king's scribe and the high priest came up, and they put up in bags, and told the money that was found in the house of the Lord. So when Jehoash realized, hey, they're not taking the money to repair the breaches, they seem to be taking it for themselves, he called Jehoiada the priest, which was, I guess, like the head priest, and he instructed him that they were not to take any more money for themselves except to repair the breaches of the house or of the temple. And Jehoiada got a big chest, put a hole in the top, and whoever came in, the priest, and they were to take the money and put it in there to do the repairs. Verse 11. And they gave the money, being told, into the hands of them that did the work, that had the oversight of the house of the Lord. And they laid it out to the carpenters and builders that wrought upon the house of the Lord, and to masons and hewers of stone, and to buy timber and hewed stone to repair the breaches of the house of the Lord, and for all that was laid out for the house to repair it. Howbeit there were not made for the house of the Lord bowls of silver, snuffers, basins, trumpets, any vessels of gold or vessels of silver, of the money that was brought into the house of the Lord. But they gave that to the workmen, and repaired therewith the house of the Lord. Moreover, they reckoned not with the men, into whose hand they delivered the money, to be bestowed on workmen, for they dealt faithfully. So when the money came in, they took it, and they found honest workmen who they could put the work in their hands and then don't even have to check with them, but know that they will be doing a good work to repair the breaches of the house. Verse 16. The trespass money and sin money was not brought into the house of the Lord, it was the priests. Then Hazael king of Syria went up and fought against Gath and took it, and Hazael set his face to go up to Jerusalem. And Jehoash, king of Judah, took all the hallowed things that Jehoshaphat and Jehoram and Ahaziah his fathers, kings of Judah, had dedicated, and his own hallowed things, and all the gold that was found in the treasures of the house of the Lord, and in the king's house, and sent it to Hazael, king of Syria, and he went away from Jerusalem. And the rest of the acts of Joash, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And his servants arose and made a conspiracy, and slew Joash in the house of Millo, which goeth down to Silla. For Josachar the son of Shimeath, and Jehoshaphat the son of Shoma his servants, smote him, and he died. And they buried him with his fathers in the city of David, and Amaziah his son reigned in his stead. My gosh. I tell you, it was a dangerous thing to be a king back then. You didn't know who to trust. Your servants were the ones that would be killing you. Oh my gosh. But you know, as in every king so far, there's always been a shortfall. Because even though he did all of these good things for God, he still did not remove some of the idolatrous symbols and things that the people could still use. And that is what brought calamity into their country, into their cities. Because Hazael came up against him, and he tried to bribe Hazael by taking all of the precious items out of the temple that his forefathers had placed there and giving it to Hazael like bribe money to keep away. And that's when Hazael went away from Jerusalem. But his servants in turn, I don't know, they maybe didn't agree with what he did, and they conspired, and there's always a conspiracy, and they killed him. I don't know, man. I swear, these people did not play. They didn't like you in position. They got rid of you. My gosh. I tell you, nothing new under the sun. I think we are a lot more tolerant these days of our leaders. We aren't so ready to put them down. But, you know, there has been times when they did set people up to take out the leaders. Until now, well, they have to have so much security around them. Whew, what God allows is all I would say. That's the end of our reading for chapter 12 of 2 Kings. Short chapter today. Thank you all for listening. Until our next reading, take care and keep listening.